work with local communities to ensure that Ohio receives appropriate funding levels from the federal government. Interim Director of the Ohio Department of Development, Mark Barbash, will serve as the Vice Chair of the committee. It is important that the Ohio Complete Count Committee be representative of Ohio's diverse geographic and other diverse entities within our state. The committee will be comprised of members who have the knowledge, the expertise, the ability, and the willingness to reach people living in their communities, to raise awareness of the 2010 census, and to maximize the response by people living in Ohio. Members of the committee will include representatives of local governments, schools, community organizations, faith-based organizations, and individuals with expertise in communications and grassroots initiatives. I may appoint additional members as needed to fulfill the mission of the committee. In addition to the chair and the vice chair, members of the committee will also include the directors of the Departments of Job and Family Services, the Department of Transportation, Health, Aging, and the Office of Management and Budget, and the Governor's Office of Faith-Based and Community Initiatives. The Superintendent of Public Education and the Chancellor of the Board of Regents will be members as well, or they're designated representatives. We will have one member appointed by the Speaker in the Ohio House of Representatives, and one member appointed by the Minority Leader of the Ohio House, and one member appointed by the President of the Senate, and one member appointed by the Minority Leader in the Senate. An online interactive census website has been established, and the address is www.census.ohio.gov. It was established and is in operation to serve citizens and local communities by providing additional information regarding the 2010 census and offering ways to partner with the Complete Count Committee. The timeline for the 2010 census is as follows. During the months of February and March, 2010 census questionnaires will be mailed or delivered to each household throughout Ohio. These forms are due to be returned by mail by Census Day, which is April the 1st, 2010. The short forms take only minutes to fill out, but will have an impact on Ohio's future for the next 10 years. Between April and July of 2010, census takers will visit households that did not return a questionnaire by mail. Then in December of 2010, the Census Bureau will deliver population counts to the President of the United States to be used for apportionment. The process of proportionately dividing the 435 seats in the U.S. House of Representatives among the 50 states. It's important to emphasize that information obtained by Census Bureau employees is kept strictly confidential. Census Bureau employees will have taken an oath to protect confidentiality and will be subject to a jail term, a fine, or both if they disclose any information that could identify a respondent of a household. Census workers must also pass security and employment reference checks. A word about the census. The census is a count of everyone living in the United States, and it's conducted every 10 years as mandated by the United States Constitution, Article 1, Section 2. The census serves as the instrument for measuring our nation's population. Besides determining congressional seats and federal funding, census data also serves other important purposes that directly impact Ohio. The federal government uses population data to allocate funds in a number of areas. For example, Title I grants to educational agencies, Head Start programs, women, infants, and children food programs, public transportation allocations, road rehabilitation and construction, programs for the elderly, emergency food and shelter programs, and the designation of empowerment zones. The federal government has estimated efforts to conduct the 2010 census will create between 10,000 and 15,000 jobs in Ohio. And there will be established a regional office in each of Ohio's 18 congressional districts to assist in these outreach efforts. In addition to the 2010 federal budget allocation, approximately $1 billion in the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act resources will be used to support census activities. For example, they will be used to open local census offices, to support additional staff, to collect census information, to finalize data capture, and to launch a national advertising campaign. Ohio